Hey my crafty creatures, and for this video I wanted to go through all the things that I bought for this Christmas season. And originally I wasn't that big on doing Christmas this year, but I wanted to go for more of a spooky theme because of the fact that I had so much fun with the Halloween stuff that switching over to what's typically for Christmas, I didn't really feel like that kind of fit what I felt at the moment. So I have a bunch of things that I will be DIYing. So the first store I went to was Goodwill. And with Goodwill, I didn't really find a bunch of the stuff that I wanted, but I was able to gather up a few things that I know I'm going to be able to use in DIYs. So the first thing I have is these flowers. Now these are what I think are kind of like poinsettias. I don't know if they actually are or not because I don't know that much about flowers and stuff, but I figured this would be like a good base for something. And I have some other florals, and if I need to, I can always go and grab some more stuff to kind of zhuzh it up. But this is the first thing I got. Okay, so the second thing I got is this right here. Now this comes in a bunch of different pieces, and this is all of it. These are the two shelves, and then these are the brackets to hold it up on the wall. So I like this because it's very similar to the one I already have, but there's some things that aren't quite the same. Like these right here, I think I want to just like bend it straight so that I can actually put a longer shelf on there. That way it's not just limited to just this size. So I have that, and the next thing I have is actually 4 items that are matching. These are, I'm assuming, some tea light holders, and I figured they had a really nice look. The metallic around the rim is coming off, but I figured I could probably just paint that myself and redo it in any color I want. This one's more of a rose gold, so I can actually change it to actual gold or even do black, or completely paint it like all together and have it look completely different. So with that, I can kind of decide, and it has these like little bumps on the side, which could actually make a really good like brushed metallic kind of detailing on there. Okay, so the next thing I have is this right here, and I thought this was really cool. I don't necessarily like the way it looks, but as you know, you can always paint something and give it the style you want. I'm thinking either going with like some black with a little bit of dry brushing on there, or going for more of like a stone look, and of course doing some dry brushing with that. But I figured if I could kind of make it look more gothic, then that would fit the theme that I kind of want to go for this year. Okay, so the next thing I have are these little wooden houses. And I figured that would be good to do like a little like scenery and have a bunch of little different houses that we can like stack together. I already have some ones that I got from previous year from Target that kind of fit this theme. I'll just probably end up painting these and making them look a little different. I think I want to do like a gingerbread house style, so maybe I might paint these that, or I might go for something just a little more gothic, more plain. But we shall see as my DIYs evolve over the next few weeks. So the next thing I have is actually kind of heavy, but I figured this would be the perfect thing to use for a scene for like a winter wonderland kind of thing. But I want to use the fairies that I made and put them in here. So with this one, I think I can fit at least 3 of them and then put the other ones elsewhere. But I figured this would be a good where I can just like put some snow and some trees and some other things in there, and then actually put the little the skeleton fairies that I made for Halloween in there. Okay, so this one's going to be a 2-part one, and I don't know if this is actually going to work, but I had an idea and I kind of want to do it, but I just don't know if it's going to work. But I have this kind of big ornament here, and it's covered in glitter, but the glitter's flicking off. I'm going to attempt to clean off the glitter from it. If I can't, I'm just going to paint it. But I also have this little pumpkin, and I was thinking about making like a ornament spider out of this. And Maybe I'll add some more detailing on the front of it to make it look different. But I was thinking about doing that and then doing a spiderweb tree in my front yard. So we'll see if that ends up working out the way I wanted to, but it's definitely something new that I wanted to try to see if I could get done, but I don't really have much faith in this one because I just don't know where I'm going with it. But I'm going to give it a old college try and see if I can get something good out of that. All right, so the next thing I have is this tin box, and I was thinking about doing the same thing I did with my Halloween box and doing a floating lid with some lights in there, and then maybe even adding some more like detail to it, maybe like some tinsel or something like that to kind of spice it up a little bit, and also put this out in my window so it can be like a display. All right, so the last thing I got from the Goodwill was this book here. And I went to try to find like the biggest book, the widest book, the thickest book that I could find. And this was it. And it's a calculus book. So I thought that was kind of funny. But what I'm going to do with this is turn this into like a Christmas Carol book or something like that and display it in my window. And maybe even add a couple more because I do have some more books. But I was thinking about doing something similar to the potion DIY that I did for Halloween with this book, but I don't know if I'm going to have something that's going to work for that. But I thought that it would be good to at least DIY a decoration book for this purpose so that it does have like a Christmas theme. And eventually over time, I'll add more and more books to that. That way I can actually like display them in and around my house. All right, so that is everything that I got at the Goodwill. And next we are going to go to Target. Now with Target, I did not get a lot there. And I really wasn't finding what I was looking for, but there was one thing that I was looking for that I did find, and I got 3 of them. So the 3 things that I did get were these ornaments here. And I plan on taking this off and like displaying it maybe on my coffee table or my mantle. But what I want to do with these is take off the metallic that's already on there because it honestly, it looks like it's already coming off. And while I was at the store, it's just glitter all over my hands. So I'm going to take the gold that's on here off, and then I'm going to paint it gold and maybe even put some gold like metallic glitter back on there just so that it looks more like what's here, but it actually holds up over time. Because I do have some like UV resin and regular resin that I can use to cover these up to make them a little more durable. And honestly, like I was looking for the ones that I seen in a video for the Dollar Tree, but they just didn't have any of them. So I had to kind of scour all the stores I went to, and Target was like the only one that had something very close to what I was looking for. So I got those. So that is all that I got from Target. And now we are going to move on to Five Below. And Five Below, they had a few things, but there wasn't really anything that I was specifically looking for. But I did find a couple of things that I wanted to show you guys. So the first things I want to show you are these ornaments right here. And they are the Nightmare Before Christmas and Marvel. And they have a couple of different characters, which I thought were kind of cute and we can add to our Christmas tree. So the other things I found were some like socks, and I have these 2 different ones. This one is just like a skeleton dancing with a Christmas hat and some glasses, which I thought were cute and would also kind of keep me warm during those colder months. And for my husband, I got him these Nightmare Before Christmas socks. He's a huge fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, so I thought that he would kind of like these. I don't necessarily know if they're going to fit him, but if not, I will wear them. But yeah, so I have that. And then the last thing I got was this, and this is more utility than anything. I got this for our Christmas tree so that we can plug it up in the spot that I want to put it. Right now we have both of the outlets kind of full, so this just allows me to be able to plug that in there. These other places are going to be kind of like out of the box for me because I never really thought to go there for, you know, Christmas stuff. And it's going to be a small section. There's not much in here. But I went to Party City first, and almost ended up going out of that store without anything because it didn't seem like they had any type of like sale on Halloween stuff. The Christmas stuff was barely put out, so I wasn't really finding anything. But on my way out of the store, I did spot these, and I thought they were like the coolest thing ever. And there's a cool little feature that if you press the button, there are few who deny it. What I do, I am the best. And I thought that was so cool. These light up, and then they, as the sound goes, they speak. So I thought that was like the coolest thing. And of course, it's Nightmare Before Christmas, so that makes it even cooler. So I think I might put these up in the window, or maybe even somewhere in the house where we can kind of enjoy it. But I just really, I couldn't leave without this. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this. This was like, I can't resist it kind of thing. And the other thing I got was this. Now I got this from Aldi, and it's just a long 50-foot ribbon. And my plan with this was to make those like viral Christmas tinsel presents, but I cannot find the supplies I need for it anywhere. And I don't necessarily want to go on Dollar Tree and buy them because there's like a minimum you have to buy for that. And I can't spend that much money right now. Even though this stuff was quite a bit of money, I can't really go too much further than that. And for me to make those, it would be quite a bit more. So I have this. I think I'm just going to end up wrapping this or like around my post and just adding a little extra detail so that I have a use for this. I can always return it, but like, it's ribbon. You can always use ribbon. All right. So now that we have that out of the way, we are going to go over to Hobby Lobby. And Hobby Lobby is where I kind of got, as far as one physical store, that's where I got the most stuff. And there was so much more that I could have grabbed, but I held myself back and tried to stick to the things that I wanted to get for these DIYs. And I was able to kind of stick to, for the most part. There was one thing in there that I didn't really have a need for, but I needed it kind of thing. So I'm going to show you guys those. Okay, so for the first thing that I got from the Hobby Lobby is these. And I got a bunch of different sizes. Well, not necessarily a bunch of different sizes, but I got a couple of different sizes. And what I did is I have a couple of them in black. I have the green ones, and then I also got these white ones. Now, if they end up being like colors that I don't really like, I can always paint them. I saw somebody use like acrylic paints and spray paints, and both of those ended up working for them perfectly. So if I want to change the color, I can always do that. But I have these so that I can do my little scenes. I also got some black paint because I realized when I was doing my Halloween stuff that I am running low on my black. And I've had that a really long time. So I needed to get a new one. The other thing I grabbed were these two ornaments. And both of these ornaments are to represent both of the dogs that me and my husband have had together. And this one is our newer dog, and he looks kind of like a schnauzer. And I figured I could just paint him to look more like him. So this was the closest that I could find to our other dog. And I figured I could just paint it to look more orange and very similar to him. And then we can put this on our tree as a little homage to him, and he can always be with us during the holidays. Whew. That was almost hard to say without tearing up. But yeah, so I have these ornaments, and they're going to represent both the dogs that we've had. And yeah, I'm looking forward to like making these look more like the dogs. Okay, so this was kind of a like, I like this, let me grab it. And they were doing a 50% off when I bought this stuff. So it was a decent price, and I decided that I would get it. So I have a couple of shells, and I just think that having a little Merry Christmas would be nice. That's really the only reason I wanted it. It's shiny and it's nice. So the last two things, I actually went into the wood section, and the first thing that I'm going to show you guys, I don't really have a real reason on why I grabbed it. I intended it for some organization for my storage, and I don't know if it's gonna work, but it's this piece here. And it's just like a little bin, but I like that it has the sides that are straight up and down, because a lot of times you have baskets that have the tapered edge and it just doesn't fit in the way you want it to. My plan was to do all of my miniature or smaller threads and putting it in there, but when I placed it in the bin that or the drawer that I have all my threads in, it doesn't quite fit. It's a little too big, and I don't know if I'm still going to use it for that, but I do have this and I can use it elsewhere in my room. But I did kind of like go off script to get that one. The next thing I was like super excited to find, and I wish they had more options, but they didn't. But I still think that this is going to be a good DIY. And I want to show you guys. It's this log cabin. And my plan for this log cabin is to make it look like a gingerbread house. I saw a video where this girl, she and her mom like DIY gingerbread houses so that they can have them for multiple years. So I want to go and do that same thing. But what I want to do is make it a little spooky Christmas in its design so that it kind of fits more of what I would want to have up in my house. But I thought this thing was the cutest thing. Thank you guys for tuning in for this journey of going through all the stuff that I bought for this holiday season. And I hope all of these DIYs come out the way I want them to. And I hope you guys join me as I start making these DIYs for Christmas and doing a little bit of a spooky twist on everything. I hope everything comes out the way I want to, but there's definitely going to be a lot of planning for this. But if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos, and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to know about the next video posted. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.